And we're back. We're just a few moments away from the game now, as almost everybody is in the lobby. We're just waiting on Ecans right now, but we do have a great matchup between these two teams. Of course, Rifletown and Iska over on the left-hand side of your screen. Once we get into game, we'll be making up team Browse on Fleek. And over on the right, we will have, in just a few moments, yet again, Phear Esports. Both these teams got fairly far in the tournament last week. Phear Esports actually got all the way to the grand finals. Sorry, not Phear Esports, their opponents. Browse on Fleek got all the way to the grand finals. If you had, briefly, to pick a winner, who would it be?
Well, you do have to favour, technically, Rifletown and Iska, but on the other hand, you do have this really, really strong, Bako Alchemist. Sorry, Lucy, for those of you who don't know her previous name on Ekins. Pretty good team up there, so I'm not sure. I'm going to be very, very mean and put the money on Phear Esports. I just feel that the Bako play is going to be a little bit stronger in this patch.
Yeah, we saw that actually last night during the PRL tournament I was watching. We saw quite a lot of really, really interesting Bako play. I believe it was Finlev who went ahead and picked him up, and what he was doing with the Bako was he was just separating, isolating 1v1s with those shield bashes, with that ultimate, in a way that was really powerful. He was able to take fights where he wanted, when he wanted, and there really was no answer to that.
That being said, Phear Esports last tournament last week was eliminated in the quarterfinals by Burning Sands, who was then eliminated by Browse on Fleek. So, well, I don't know. It could be a very close match.
You cannot do that when you say, well, this team beat this team, and therefore because this team beat the team that beat them. That doesn't work. That never will work, and that never has. You need to look at head-to-heads, and we don't have that kind of data yet. But what we do know is that every single player in this match is incredibly talented, and both teams here are insanely fun to watch. And we are loading into the champion pick screen right now. Champion pick predictions, Dropbear.
Well, we do have, obviously, Bunny Bear and Ekins with their signature heroes, which is, of course, Bako and Lucy, but we also have Rifletown on Lucy as well, which is like, signature. Lucy's a very popular hero. It's on pretty much every support plays her. And
so, during PRL, we were seeing quite a bit of older. Do you think that'll be a noticeable change?
I feel that only if it's rarer to see older, just because it's I don't know, just a little bit more complicated hero. Lucy's a little bit easier to just deal all that damage. But we will be underway as Phear Esports loads in.
And we should be good to go in just a few seconds. And that are all the players you could ever want into the game. Do you go ahead and have that overlay swapped, or are we good to go on the screens?
The overlay. So
okay, good, because you forgot that one time, and I'm never letting you forget it.
As we get underway, we do have Bunny Bear leaping into and butt slamming onto the Lucy. Lucy is panicked away. Iska having to consume all the hits on Bunny Bear. Iska grabs people.
Panic coming out though, driving Bunny Bear back. It will be Ishka. On to play from a safe distance. There's the Claw of the Wicked, followed by the Shadow Bolt. That guarantees orb. Meanwhile, Rifletown trying to keep it calm down to the action, but Rifletown was 3 bolts in a row. He missed. The punish will still begin to come through. There's the Wraith Form ultimate, chewing up Bunny Bear and trying to do the same on Decams. Nice use of that Valiant Leap, followed by a great use of the Bulwark to just kind of lock down the area. Guarantee this done. The Crippling Coup though does a decent amount of damage back onto Ecans, and him and Bunny Bear need to find a way to use this well. There's the panic temporarily onto Iska. Nice use of Clarity Potion to prevent that barrier. Comes out at just the right time to prevent Ecans from taking too much damage, but it's still not ideal here, as Bunny Bear and Ecans are definitely behind.
Can I change my prediction?
No. typically you make predictions prior to the match, and you stick with it. There's BunnyBear though, answering back just during your crisis of fate, doing a decent amount of damage back onto Rifletown. The heals will come through. There's the ultimate flying out in instant return. Maybe this is enough out of Iska, but you can see BunnyBear here holding strong, and even though they're at low HP, BunnyBear and Econs, they're doing a great job of just staying alive. Phear Esports, despite their low HP, they are still in this. And that will be Econs, maybe not in it anymore. It's a great predictor of crippling goo. Flies on out, Iska pulls him right into it and guarantees the kill. BunnyBear buying a little bit of space, but that definitely won't last forever.
Here comes the question. How do you deal with a very good... There's a good push. Might be able to get Rifletown, and he'll jump right back.
No. He's going to have ulti. If he gets ulti here, this is... Never mind. If he got ulti, that was winnable. Sorry, what were you saying?
How do you deal with Iska's Rukan? I'm just going to check the damage output out of that. 814 damage from the Iska. Of course, you also have Rifletown continuously healing up, but Iska's able to just output so much damage, and it's not like a Backo where it's just, you have to be so close. You can just grab him. And you've got that right click, which does even more damage.
Yeah, I would be curious to see what kind of strategies we go ahead and see evolve over time for Rukan. But definitely some DPS focus has proven effective. We saw very effective juggling with the Croak Jade combo. The amount of stun that can come out of that combination was really powerful, played against a Rukan during last night's PRL. But so far, none of that's visible in this matchup.
As we do see Rifletown picking up health orbs, even though she doesn't need them. BunnyBear will slam into a wall. Eureka! And there's Eureka, but a good dodge roll out.
Crippling goo, not quite enough this time, as Rifletown, valiantly tries, sure, but he can't. Is quick on his feet. That's why he dances a lot as a child. He took tap lessons, one of those classic kids. Panic lands halfway through the ultimate Wraith form, almost completely wasted. Still a decent amount of damage on Decans. The barrier falls, and there'll be a few good swipes getting in there as the Claw of the Wicked actually pulls in close gaze. Again, nice teleport using that REX charge to get right into the backlines, and now going after BunnyBear as the silence lands. It could be significant damage, as him and Rifletown are focusing in. They do have orb guaranteed if they can just focus it down, and the Shadow Bolt will do exactly that. Bulwark buying a little bit of space, but BunnyBear, he's not accounting for the amount of damage that can come in onto him from Rifletown the whole time. He's just focusing down Iska.
Ikins really needs to get much closer, as we do see the ultimate onto 2. But then he just jumps right back. Ikins really needs to get better positioning to heal.
The crippling go!
Yeah.
Great fly. And then of course the Claw of the Wicked will pull that remaining Lucy right on into the action, guaranteeing 2-0 for Browse on Fleek.
Okay, maybe I am wrong, because Ikins did get the most healing out of that, but still, I just keep seeing BunnyBear being way too low on health, and then, because of the maximum HP in this game, you can heal him up, but then it still stops, and you have to just keep constantly healing, not just this burst healing with Lucy. You have to do a constant heal. So let's see if we can get that out of Ikins the next round.
Well, he's been kind of in the back lines, having to deal with threats to his own life. Although he is doing a decent job, exactly what you said. Constant healing coming in so far. The barrier onto himself as BunnyBear does provide temporary focus, but the panic lands. That's brilliant out of Rifletown, buying a little bit more space. And he can't. Look at this. He's trying to juggle. He's trying to juggle DPS and heal. So far, so good. And the ultimate flying through will do no damage onto Rifletown as a clutch barrier eats the majority of it. The follow through from the War Axe, though, is doing a lot as the shield bash pins him against the wall. Ishka will be able to pull him off of that for the time being. Valiantly does go in, still doing damage. Both supports under fire on opposite sides of the map. There are several EX charges for Rifletown. Should he decide it's necessary to win his battle, he can absolutely deploy it.
Oh, good ultimate onto Iska, as we do see a missed Phear, deadly injection as to the very oddly placed crippling goo. It looks like they've finally worked out how to gang up on this Browse on Fleek team.
Bonnie Barrett not quite able to land that shield bash, but Browns on Fleek are definitely being juggled a bit more. They are definitely losing the HP battle so far. I wouldn't call it over just yet though, because Ishka is still winning his own private battle, and that barrier provides enough HP that Rifletown can take this battle and win it against the opposing Varco. Now dodging that Valiant Leap and doing a decent amount of chip damage from range. He will be stunned against the wall, but the Clarity Potion, that buys him yet more space in the bulwark. He's forced to choose between two targets on either side of him. There's the crippling goo flying out. Ishka can land the claws, but now there's the sacrifice coming out. The claws pulling Cats right around the corner, pulling him into the line of fire, and he is slaughtered. The come from behind victory in the third round in a row for Browse on Fleek.
That crippling goo was painful if you're a Phear Esports fan. That they had that round, and if it wasn't for that crippling goo,
if it wasn't for those darn kids, I would have gotten away with it.
Yeah, just quick update. It will pretty even damage on the carries, but Eakin's just not doing that much. It's 393 compared to 572 from Rifletown.
Ishka chasing down Ekans into the backline, trying to do something there right off the bat. He's going to have to be a bit more cautious though, because there's the Valiant Leap landing right on top of his head. The Goomba Stomp is truly in effect today. He doesn't have a fully charged up scythe to go ahead and deploy, but he needs to find the right target onto which to do so, as the Valiant Leap yet again goes after Orb. Panic landing onto him means he cannot guarantee it, and it will indeed be Bonnie Bear able to pick it up, but at what cost? As he's taken a significant amount of damage, Rifletown is just juggling his counterpart significantly. There's the Baco ultimate, the charge flying through heroically, and doing a decent amount of damage maybe onto Ishka, but you can see it's not enough. Sure, Bonnie Bear can equalise, but he cannot take the lead here. Although maybe I've spoken too soon, because there is a stun coming out. Right form ultimate will answer back, and he comes under fire around the outside. The crippling goo, that will be huge. That's a lot of damage onto Bonnie Bear, and he's just held inside the goo. Very nicely played out of Ishka.
I don't like to harp on it, but Eakin still hasn't been doing this constant heals. It's always been Bunny Bear just getting way too much damage on him. I'm not sure if it's Rifletown getting these great poison stacked on him, or it's just way too far away and not able to get the heals out on time.
Well, either way, it's achieving the same result. Batch point now for Browse on Fleek.
Just having a look. All Battlerites up. We got Sticky Goo. Crippling Goo is going to be even worse. Pretty basic Battlerites all involved, I believe. Last round.
Go Connor. Bog standard. The edge cut chasing down Bunny Bear here. Claws the Wicked flying out time and time again, trying to just rack up the damage onto Bunny Bear, win this early DPS battle. The second the Valiant Leap comes out, he knows he has an opportunity to focus in Ekans, and he does a brilliant job doing so. Very clutch timing over on that barrier to drive away Bunny Bear, and then the ultimate comes through. The Wraith form truly in effect. A lot of damage onto Bunny Bear as Ishka hunts him down. Double petrify, that's huge, trying to get them both as low as they can, and the follow through crippling goo will drive him away for the time being, as Ishka needs to pull back, needs to find the space to go ahead and recommit. But this is very good of him. He's not overcommitting, he's not chasing too hard, he's not getting greedy, and that's what they need to do as the Panic Lance drives Bonnie Bear away and guarantees Orb for Rifletown. It will be the focus around the outside coming in yet again as Ishka dives right in.
That's a good grab. Eakins has to use his roll to survive there, and that will be the goo on top, and it's down to Baco, and I'm pretty sure once he's grabbed into that goo, there's not much you can do about that. 5-0 in favor of Browse on Fleek.
Look, on a bad note, we hyped that up. We're like, Browse on Fleek, they might genuinely have an opponent here in the form of Phear Esports. And Phear Esports, they got smashed.
Oh, well. Just having a look at the end scoreboard, average total damage was 727 on Ishka's Rukhan. That is a very scary Rukhan, and you don't really want to be against it.
We do have elsewhere the bracket updating, and various teams advancing. It will be the team we just saw advancing theoretically to go ahead and play off. If I can go ahead and find them, they will be of course, advancing past their second round of play here. Project Horizon, the team that won last week, is also doing so. And I'm going to be honest, I cannot find Bros on Fleek in the bracket. There they are. They will be advancing to face the Polish team DOWNIC. Is that appropriate?
Yes, I believe that is. We do have other interesting matchups. Team Kipo's managed to make it to the round of 32, as well as Bruce Lee and our good friends over at Project Horizon, but also Battlerite, who's now facing Doom Coffee. So there's much more matches to watch. Stick around. We'll be back with even more Battlerite action.